everybody stay safe. That's a factory. The world going crazy. Random $8, What's popping, everybody? Look at that beautiful view. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to multitask, man. I'm gonna try to, have the laptop going. Um, I'm just in preparation of building and doing what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? I got the extra phone here, got the Jackson right here. Let me take it off the let me take this off the thingy because I think I have too many networks. All right. So we got that. We got the TV in the background. Um, let's mute it because my TV after a certain amount of time starts playing music. But what up, everybody? What's popping, man? Let me try to do this. But what up, folk? How y'all doing? How y'all living, man? I hope everybody good. You already know how I'm giving it up. Okay, so I got the little joint on the sideline. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm able, I guess, to chat with folk, check my analytics, edit video, do my thumbs up, and yeah, it's cool. So what's going on, Black? What's popping, boy? We missed you yesterday, man. I hope all is well. I know you grinding and you doing what got to be done. You know what I mean? But I just been seeing so many documentaries on the Pooh Shiesty thing, and it rubs my stomach, man. Like, when I go, I know damn sure money can't buy happiness. That's because folk that got it still act wild. I don't understand it. You know what I mean? But what's going on, Black? Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. You already know how I'm giving it up, doing my push-ups, you know what I mean? Getting big over here. But I'm chilling, man, maintaining. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, we miss you, boy. I hope everything good on your end. You know what I'm saying? Christy Kid getting better. There's a lot of, stuff just going on. But yeah, man, I definitely want to discuss one of the main things, man. I'm just get it over with. Random. This is how it goes. You got a father. What's going on, Christy? What's going on, Julius? What's going on, Cut? I'm chilling, Julius. How you doing, Lobiano? Christy, how you doing? Welcome back, man. Black is first. You already, yo, Cut. What up, Cut? But yo, man, I got to tell you guys, World Star, there's a video right now that I looked into. It was a father talking to his 21-year-old son, or his son actually, who's receiving 21 years. And he's trying to tell him, like, yo, fam, I try to warn you, I try to help, I try to, you know what I mean? What's going on, Black? And um, it is true because when I was younger, I don't understand that thing about you. You feel like you have all the answers. You feel like my life is going well so far, nobody could tell me nothing, right? And I think that's where we get this, like, we jam each other, you know what I mean? Because just imagine if younger us listened how much gems our older peoples was telling us, how many gems, the old heads was giving us about relationships, or stay out the streets, or continue schooling and all this, amazing stuff. But thank you for joining. Thank you for rocking with the kid. What's going on? It's $8, $8 random. I got the LaMelo Ball jersey on. No, 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 Julius, please, please, please. Thank you for the offer, Julius. Thank you, Christy. For I just read that one. You know what I mean? But Julius, I just want you to know, man. A lot of folk that come in here, I just want you guys to enjoy your time. I don't want you to think about money. I don't want you to think about your real life. This channel is to get away from that. Thank you for the love. Thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for the community. You know what I mean? But as soon as I say love, motherfuckers jump out of here. But I just want folk to know that this is random. This is a channel where I dish out my news. I dish out current events. We have great discussions. I love nostalgic discussions, and you feel like a human on my side. You know what I mean? You don't have to feel like you have to donate, or and tangent always be against somebody. I see every channel out there, and they're always talking about somebody. And can we talk about a segue random, but let's talk about it. Yo, in my day, women were the gossipers. In my day, women did the chatty patty. In my day, women did the pillow talking. In my day, women were allowed to have discussions about homegirl, how she still got toilet paper hanging out her drawers. You understand me? What is up with the fellas, man? Why do so many fellas have platforms where you're not educating, you're not telling us how you got to the bag, you're not explaining, your stories. All you're doing is gossiping on other men. You're talking about other real situations that are open cases and getting people jammed up. So to the fellas, can we slow down? There's many beautiful things we could talk about. There's many beautiful things on this planet that we could discuss other than each other and breaking down each other. Now I know how folk feel when as soon as they get demonized and then things get cleared up, they're like, I don't want you as my friend. As soon as it was time to throw dirt on my name, you guys were throwing mud. And as soon as my name gets cleared up, now you want to be Humpty Dumpty, right? You got till Saturday getting my 20K back. That's what's up, Start. I never ever will borrow 20K. Yeah, shit, my ass will post it. Thank you, Christy. Ain't going lie. Wish I would have listened. Black T. What up, Frank? Yo, what up? What up, Frankie boy? I know you're gonna chime in on this one. But yeah, man, we gotta listen more. Everything I speak is very connective. I love the spider web where everything is in tangent, everything connects. That little fly lands there, my man gonna know. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Um, what's going on, Hemi? You know what I mean? But it's just bugged out, man. Like honestly, you know, like a lot of us do wish we listened. A lot of us, if you gave us that option to go back, people will go back and tell their younger self, yo, please, man, just do it like this, man. I promise you it's gonna get better. And that's the thing. A lot of us like the fast cash. A lot of us like the shortcut and through life. And life, you can't do that with life. You have to take each day, each step. It's gonna have an up and downs. If life was always Gucci, you know what I mean? And even when it was, because I feel like the 70s, 80s was good times, people were still getting their head blown off. People were still violent to each other. So I don't think, money could solve everything. I just think there's some bad apples. It is what it is, you know what I mean? Thank you. I'm trash. You know what I mean? Your opinion is your opinion. You know what I'm saying? Needed for let's go, Hemi. Do your thing, Hemi. Do your thing, Star. Do your thing, Star. I hope it happens, you know what I mean? When you know what I mean? I'm least expecting it. Let's just say that, right, Star? But yeah, man, talk your ish, man. You one of them killers. I got you, man. I'm trash. Do the trolls miss me? Cause Buddha's back. That's a fact, Black. What's going on, man? What's going on, Javion? What's up? What's popping, man? I hope everything good. I hope everybody stays safe. This world is getting to that point where when I say stay safe, it actually hits now. When I say, yo, keep your antennas up and watch your surroundings, that hits more. You understand? Like it's bugged out how quickly life is coming at some people, how quickly your decision making has to be protocol, that has to be on point now. No more, you're not allowed mistakes in this world no more. You're not allowed to be lazy. You're not allowed to take a couple of days off. None of that. Every day has to be a motivational day, or pushing forward, or pushing towards something. What up, Buzz Lightyear in the building? What's going on, man? How you doing, Dawn Ray? But yeah, man. Once again, I saw that discussion, man. A father telling his son, "You're gonna do 21 years, 21 years," and I'm already. It looked like the father was like 40 something, 50. So, yo, you gonna come out? I'm gonna be an old man, and yo, that was one of the most defining days in my life when I came back. What's going on, NND? How you doing, mommy? What's up? What's up, everybody? None in the crib. You already? But that was one of the most scariest days when I was, I did, my years in Florida. Then I was in Staten Island for almost 10 years. You know what I mean? I got the crib, living with somebody that, had, everything worked out. I worked in a hospital, you know what I'm saying, making good money. So life was life, and let's just say. But long story short, things happened. I lived with my boy in the Bronx, and money, you know what I'm saying? And then went back to my parents. But when I saw my mom and pops, man, and you see how old they get, man, so quickly now, and it feels quickly, but Yeah, man, that's when it really hit me that I really have to, stay in contact with my parents, shout them out once a week, you know what I'm saying, and try to do my due diligence with them as much as I could, you know what I mean? But no more, you know what I mean? Not no more, but I always wasn't a fan of kids that leached on their parents. Like I used to be like, yo, that money you borrowing from your parents, that's breaking them later. Stop. People need to stop thinking that money is forever, man. And a lot of these, I see a lot of these videos talking about you ain't a grown man if you watch anime. You ain't a grown man if you eat cereal. You got to eat steak and eggs. And it seems like that guy has a job, has a nice little car, crib, and I try to warn folk. Yes, in your beginning stages, from 18 to about 30 something, they will hire you. They will let you mingle with the money. Let's get the you know what I mean? Let's get the wheels spinning. But as soon as you get of a certain age, man, I feel like I didn't believe in that conspiracy of ageism, but I'm starting to believe it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I like so just be careful how you run your lips. Be careful, just stay humble, man. If you got a good job and you're making that paper, stay humble with it, man, because you never know. Life really does quickly change, man. And it's changing faster than it did with our parents and me and then the other generations, right? So my parents, they got to work at a job for 30, 40, 50 retirement age, right? They got to stay with one gig, one job. Yo, there used to be stories where guys used to deliver pizza for Domino's and own the crib. And we're not talking about 50, 60 years ago. We're talking about the 90s, man, 80s, man, early 2000s. People will, if you grinded hard, you got to that paper, usually the life gave you the receipt on it, right? It's just bugged out, man. It really is. So I feel the pain for the kids that like the prices are just out of control. And then random nowadays, these corporations want to do digital price tags. Once again, digital price tags. If you don't know what that is, you know what I'm saying? That's you know what I mean? How can I say uh let's just bang that 100 real quick. What up, y'all? I'm in the chat. But yo, man, um yeah, they had a prime example and a real life example. So some guy went, the item said 19 something. As soon as he pulled it, the price changed on him to like 30 something. It went back to the, you know what I mean? Like, so and then they even set out their mouth, corporations, that time periods they raise or lower prices. So if let's for of course you work 9 to 5, get out at 5:30, 6 o'clock. When you get to that store, prices might be, you know what I mean, on the up and up from 4 to 6 maybe. Who knows, right? But that's messed up, man. That is foul, man. And I already seen things like this coming. Shit over with. Pizza delivery going to keep you at the relative's house now. That's a fact, man. That's a factory. And now, you see people whining. Now it's like, yeah, man, that gig economy, now that the gas is not equating, it's not like, my profit margins are becoming like this because I got to pay out for gas, car maintenance, this, that, you know what I'm saying? So it's becoming a weird place. And I know why they're doing it, because when I go to other places, they already have these, um, robot cars that deliver your food. And I already know that they're going to get implement the drones, especially because California is a lot of roads, right? But if you get a drone that could go from Pizza Hut, drop it off at the thing, you eliminating the driver now. That gig, like you said, that economy is going to be gone. So yeah, man, I'm seeing it slowly but surely implemented. And in the richer neighborhoods you go, you will see one of those rolling cars like I'm talking about that deliver food. You know what I mean? It has no head. It's just four wheels. It's like a box, and you know what I mean. Yo, what's going on, staffers? How you doing, man? Welcome back, dog. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Thanks for asking. Truly, truly means a lot. You know what I mean? Once again, everybody, thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for the community love, and let's get it popping, man. It's a Thursday, and once again, you know what I mean. There's a lot to discuss, and there's a lot going on, man. But yeah, unity is one of them words. You know what I'm saying? I wish we discussed more, or it went viral. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of videos about California, how they keep bending the law for criminals, it seems like. And now millionaire apartments or housings or houses are getting ransacked. People are literally going to the richer neighborhoods in California and robbing these millionaires, because a lot of them either have, that might be their vacation home. Ballers are ballers, you know what I'm saying? But be careful, man. I always tell folk, make sure your doors are locked. Make sure before you go to sleep, your windows are closed. You know what I mean? If it's hot, make sure you got that thingity thing. You know what I mean? Or jiggity jig. You know what I'm saying? Or thingity thing. Hello, 911. Whatever it is, man. Just make sure you have a safe room you could go to, and yeah, just be careful, man. Because folks, once again, do not want to take the long road. They want to take the shortcut. They want to take your hard-earned earnings. What you worked for hard, that hard work, they want to take yours. So be careful, man. I already seen it because in places like New York, you saw thievery. You saw like the Jack boys would go to Wall Street because they knew, them suit wearers had Rolexes on, or, had a nice car, you know what I'm saying? So they always will go where the money's at. I'm just afraid when they start hitting where no money's at. Like, yo, you taking my little, like I don't even have, and you taking that now? It's like, yo, something has to change. We have to change these laws. They, build more jails if you have to. That's the thing that bugs me out. You guys will build, like I said, it's fear. You build a freaking roller coaster. Build, you know what I mean? First of all, I think before jails, we should start building schools again. We need to educate these kids, and school should be it should be an extra 4 years. No more 17. You graduate. We need you guys maybe until 20. The education system needs to hold you until you wisen up to start taking things seriously. Some people it takes, 20 something, but hopefully by 16, 17, 18, 19, you done seen how real this world could get, and how real you have to get to what I'm saying, to battle it, man. Like a lot of folk don't understand that. Like shit is real now. The lollygagging and playing around, and your boss offers you overtime, you saying no. Those days you gotta be like, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? And at 44, look, my resume is nasty, man. I don't miss. I didn't have FOMO. I didn't mind missing out. Yo, Zay, there's a party. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I gotta work this double. You know what I mean? I gotta go to school. I gotta do this. At that time, I knew from the 20s, it was they called it your lost years, and for the simple fact that you're literally finding yourself. Because your teenage years, just you're playing, you think, you're arrogant. It is what it is, man. But when you get to your 20s, man, this is the definitive year that's gonna see if you're gonna last the remainder of your lifespan, or if you're gonna fail. You heard? So it's a thin line between that love and hate, right? So you got to just be careful. You got to work hard. I'm not saying overly work yourself to death, but just work hard enough, man. I don't like those YouTube videos that are like, just do the bare minimum. Just do the bare minimum. No, bust your ass as much as you can, and let's get things back into the Americano way, which is we work hard, and they're gonna figure out how to pay us. They have to, man, because I'm like Black said, we are on the brink of wilding out, man. The straw is going to break the camel back, the camel's neck, the camel eye sockets pop out. That little straw is going, the legs blow up. Yo, we at that stage, and a lot of us are just bitter and angry and don't know how to manage emotions. I wish I could do a course and teach people how to manage your emotions when you get overly heated, when you get upset at your girlfriend, when you get upset that your mother didn't want to maybe lend money, or do this or do that, or get mad at the teacher, get mad at the law. You have to figure out ways of succumbing, or just like holding on to that motherfucking emotion, man. And then take it later, man. There's no structure or discipline in schools anymore. Make one. I know, Javion. I wish it was that easy. Let's talk. What's up? It's your body. How you doing, man? But yeah, man. It's like, we could have a million solutions, right? We could have a million ways of doing things, but we collectively have to come together and agree upon one, man. And I do agree. We need more structure and discipline back in schools, man. And for a while, I was blaming teachers because of the curriculum they were trying to give to the kids. You know what I mean? A lot of that alphabet stuff. But then I realized It does start with the parenting. When I went to school when I was younger, the kid that was wilding usually had a broken home. Usually was out in the streets till past when all the kids went inside, he was the little one that was still outside. And that spoke a lot to me. Whenever your kid has no structure, like you go after school, you in fact, I seen situations out here where a lady trying to put a kid in the bus, the kid wilds out, she took him back off the bus, and my man got to stay home. It's like, no, man, none of the games, man. And I'm not saying you got to beat the kid, but yeah, man. Okay, I grew up in South Africa, and there every house has to be have bars on their window with how common burglary is. Everyone poor, but still they take from each other. Yo, Staffix, that's a beautiful statement because it shows human nature. It don't matter if you're rich or poor. If you're one of them people that like to take or like to not build yourself or like to skip the lunch line, trust me, you're gonna be one of those characters trying to climb through somebody's window just to take their little. And it's fucked up, man. It's messed up. You know what I mean? And I understand there's not enough jobs for everybody. There's not enough. Remember, money is a resource. That's why they kept trying to print it so everybody could try to have. But in my day, if you wasn't doing shit and you wasn't contributing, you were poor. You were fucked up. And they made sure it felt like that. Now today's fucked up is, Jordans and going to Starbucks every morning, doing your nails and hair and getting your shape up, throwing gold teeth in your mouth. So it's just wild, man. You know what I mean? And then we congratulate negative energy. We're not doing the right thing by each other, man. You know what I'm saying? And now, I'm not saying my crew, because once again, shout out to Chorus World. She bigged up my community in her video and said that, like, Zay, you are building a great community of like-minded thinkers, and we speak, man. We don't hold our thoughts on this side. But what's going on, everybody? You know what I mean? It's $8, random. Good looking for the thumbs up. What's going on, Frank? Good morning, good morning. JRRTC was my influence in high school for me to join the Marines. And folk, I don't know what happened with that disconnection either. But I'll tell you, in high school, folks were already talking about Marines, Army, or whatever sector Navy they were going to join. Literally, one of my best friends or one of my buddies, you know what I'm saying? He became general, all that. Like he hit the tier, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just say, shout to Lee, you know what I mean? He was a good one. But he wanted to be Marines since sophomore year in high school. He already had his mind figured out. And I think that's the scary thing is a lot of these kids don't have their mind figured out until either they're in the coffin, jail, or life really hit them. As much as I can agree, complaining is kind of start to change. It can lead to many people who feel the same way on the take together. Yeah, I think it's your body. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Ethan? I hope you got yeah, you got class today, man. Do your thing, do your thing. Right, B, because every time everything starts at home. The only reason the teacher gets blamed is because the kid acts up more in school and the teacher spends more time with the kids than the parents. That's a fact. That is, man. It was good, it was good. What's going on, Mr. Marvin? But yeah, we got to figure out, like, it's not even us too. It's like whoever's in charge, or maybe we do have to voice our shit more. Maybe my channel, I hope one day blows up, and once again, people take chunks of each of my lives and figure out that, yo, this Puerto Rican dude was talking his shit, man. You know what I mean? But you know, it's just bugged out, man. And I understand that statement or that, times change, by yo, say times change, man. Times change. What you gonna do about it, right? But no, there's a lot we could do about it because they're changing for the not so good. Yo, I saw a video, LOL, man. It had me dying laughing. This dude is at his refrigerator and he's trying to yank the doors, and the doors are like closed. He's like, I forgot to pay my subscription for this month. He couldn't open up his refrigerator. And yes, that's a joke. Yes, that's not a real thing. But who knows? Supposedly they got TV screens on your refrigerator spitting ads every time you walk past the shit. Yo, onions on sale, Food Town. Dollar Tree, we got 2 for 1. Like a day a phone call from yo, Nana, yo, yo. I was a badass. So I remember, first of all, the mailman delivered at 3. So we get out at 3. So some running to the crib, the teacher wrote a thing, I had to snatch it. But even when you do all those protocols, the teacher still called the crib. The teacher still, you know, went through with the disciplinary act. You know what I'm saying? So teachers was on it, man. And once again, my teachers, I'm not saying they need to be old, but damn, I didn't feel no, sexual tension. You know what I'm saying? I be bugging out when I see, teacher sleeping with student. I'm like, how much can a student develop that you and remember that one lady got preggo, you know what I'm saying, and kept the kid, did her time, came out, and now they together. Wow, man. But America, when you don't have any, repercussions or consequences for actions, people would do run amok, man. It really is like the purge without killing each other. Oh, in fact, it is because people are killing each other. What the hell? Take that Shaq Steel looking like Buzz Lightyear. I got you, Jamie. Kids acting up now is because no structure at the crib. They don't know who to even pray and talk. Yeah, and that's another thing I feel like you're right. You hit on the head, Frank. Communication, man. A lot of people don't know how to communicate with folk. You know what I'm saying? Folk in a weird predicament that the boogers on. But yeah, man. We could say what up, like all this. We could, it starts at but like, you know, parents used to care, man. Like I'm gonna be honest. I always feel this warmth when I see a parent treat a kid or handle their kids like parents, because it's like, oh shit, we still got some out there, you know what I mean? But like, damn, a lot of parents want to be they friends, and that's not how you raise a kid, is being a friend. You know what I mean? How a kid don't know decision making to have some of these important decisions made by them. That's not how it went, and that's not how it should go. You know what I mean? Everything starts at home. Teachers and CEOs are glorified babysitters. Yup, that's a fact. Parents need to actually parent their children along with the teacher before CEO or grade. That's a fact, Black. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, you gotta always think about that. Like, yo, man, if at the crib you just made sure your kid left that door in a civilized manner, in a non aggressive, you know what I mean? I wonder how, some kids wake up probably with just that energy of, yo, hurry up, get dressed, motherf. Yo, what the yo, boom, 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 all this noise, all this energy, all this negativity. And then you're gonna send them to school with that, and a kid don't know how, once again, a kid does not know how to handle his emotions earlier. When you're young, you speak via emotions. They got their emotions on their sleeves. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to learn how to, maintain it. You got to know how to, you know what I mean? Like, just angle it. You know what I'm saying? If you feeling, messed up, angry, go chill with your mans that make you joke. Go laugh a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Go, thank God we got the phone. Go look up something that makes you happy. Go reminisce on something that makes you happy. And then get out that mode. Because that mode, when it lingers, it breeds cancer. You could literally make yourself sick if every day you're just you game banging on bacon, nigga. You know what I mean? My 6'11", 25-year-old teacher was dating him in the 10th grade. I found license in his bed. Nasty work, Nene. Nasty work. But you can't blame the dude. You can't blame the kid. Like you can't. It's almost like grooming. Like when he gets older, he gonna be like, wow, man. Yeah, I smashed and the kids, oh shit, you smashed who? Like word? But it's like, oh man, like you know because you always have this thought in your head that, yo, as an adult should know better. That's why I feel so bad for Pooh Shiesty, because his dad should know better. You've been through that life, so teach him the a different one, because apparently the life that you chose to teach him is landing him in jail, man. And that boy has talent. I ain't gonna lie. That little creature got talent, man. Shout out to Pooh, man. He got talent. But His wires is crossed, and he liked to stay in that gangster mode. You know what I mean? That is crazy, Frank. I told the school she got fired and oh, good, man. I thought the story was just okay, so there was repercussions, you know what I mean? But what's going on, Evan? What's going on, MS? I missed the old Kanye. Me too, man. I definitely missed the old Kanye. I'm going back last RP Booker. Yup. Is a YouTube. Talk to me, Evan. I look into it, man. Tony Stark, Bruno Bassardi. What's going on? Missing? And in the cave. Let's talk about it, man. As an uncle, dad, have been proud, but I understand your concern. Discuss and then yo, Black. I don't know why sometimes we think like on the same joint, like other people. Yo, that shit, that's dope, man. He got this man. It's like, yo, man. I see the psychological effort of this teacher, right? The grooming, the manipulation, the you understand me? Because I mean, you know, once again, he like she said, she's 6 something, probably look like a grown man, handsome. You know what I'm saying? Pausito. But that's why as human beings we have to have there was a word, it was called self-control. They would teach us to have self-control, which meant you when you're outside, you're not, you know how to maintain your emotions, you know how to, carry yourself in public. That's what they used to say. Learn how to carry yourself in public because your perception means a lot. Yes, it's bad to judge a book by its cover, but damn, if you give me two chapters out in the street, I'ma definitely know what type of book it is. So yeah, man, be careful what type of energy you're giving out there because a lot of folk are watching now. A lot of people are on their P's and Q's because this life is getting a lot violent now. You can just pull up to a dam, you just trying to get groceries and somebody spazzing out there. And once again, there was a time and a place when people saw kids, people knew how to control their energy, control their emotions. I don't want to show these kids this violence. I don't want to show them this is what, this is the route. Remember that? Yo, let's walk around the block. You don't People don't remember that? I know Cali used to do that or still does, but there was a thing where if you saw your op or your enemy, yo, let's take it around the block, man. There's kids, there's people out here. We gonna still handle ours, we gonna scrap, but we at least gonna do it out of sight, out of mind. Now everybody wants to publicize their shit. Everybody wants to literally rat on themselves and give the feds the whole case because you think that that's a up. You think you getting points by telling folk that you got this many hats, that you's a killer. Yo, bro, we got to do more. We got to want more from our kids too. You guys are our future. All we want you guys to do is just be better with each other and better to self and mind, man. And once you take care of yourself, I promise you, you're gonna be a beautiful human, man. There's a lot of beautiful killers. There's a lot of beautiful people that are trapped in this weird world that is like, yo, pa, I ain't even call it, man. They killed my mans. They shot up my crib. I'm just trying to go to school, like you say. You know what I mean? So I understand, man. Wherever you are, you know what I mean. I hope you get out of them surroundings, man. But be safe, be on point. You know what I mean? I only need half a chapter before I give you. Let's talk about it. Let's go, Eugene Drummond. That's why I can understand both sides. That's a fact. It's like, damn, nephew, you pull that? Yup. But at the same time, for the teachers, it's like, bitch, you weird fucking with kids. That's a fact. Thank you, Nene. She wanted to sharpen his pencil. Oh, yo, what's going on, Frank? What's poppin', Pop? But yeah, man. You know what I mean? Thank you for rocking with my channel. Thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. I appreciate the love. And let's try to get the 10 ball. Let's try to get the 10 ball, man. We 35 minutes in, man. 34 minutes in. What's going on, Hashana in the building, everybody? What's going on, Hashana? Yeah, man. But it does start from the house, you know what I mean? And we really do root for these kids to do better, man. Cause yo, a lot of these kids are creative creatures, man. They give us a lot of cool stuff. I'm not gonna lie. Musically, if I when I could hear the song, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Shout out to the YNs, man. Build and stop destroying. Let's build and stop destroying. Even though that there's a saying, right? You have to destroy in order to rebuild or build, whatever. But let's start building, man, because you know, the iPad Alpha generation is like they gonna need us more than ever, man. Thank you, Black. I appreciate you, man. But let's talk about it. Let's you know what I mean? We got the Knicks playing in the playoffs. We got the Lakers doing a thing. Frank, if you know anything, if you know the standings, who's up, who's down, just let me know. You're my sports analyst. But yeah, man, shout out to the NBA, you know what I mean? I've seen a lot of videos where they in 2025 had the best viewership ever, and now it's like the lowest viewership for playoffs, you know what I mean? I do believe the Olympics are coming to where? Mexico? Where's the Olympics coming? You know what I mean? But there's a lot going on. And yo, did y'all see that story about the feds raided some, area in Los Angeles that had a lot of like cartel like businesses or just like, people and stuff. So, yeah, man, to criminal enterprises, to people that think that, doing dirt is the way to go, they are clamping down. I think that's where they're funneling their energy. It's like, all right, you gonna rob a store for a Snickers, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. Fine, it is what it is. But we looking for big fish, because once you get the big fish out of here, usually the pond gets you know what I mean? Even though it gets replaced by another motherfucker, but it is what it is. 2028, I'm in California. Thank you, Nene D. Where's our gang? What's going on, Ashana? We in here, man. We in the building. Everybody, please, thank you, Black. But yeah, man, it's an interesting playoffs. It's cool, you know what I'm saying? Obviously baseball, football, soccer, the real football, you know what I mean? But who really thought the Rockets were going to sweep the Lakers? Yo, and you know how diabolical the internet is? As soon as they lost, man, they already had stop trading Kevin Durant. He's the worst. Like, you know what I mean? Even though that boy got rings with the Warriors, you know what I mean? So shout out to Kevin Durant. I'm actually happy that if he does end his tenure, he at least got some rings, because I always liked him. You know what I mean? He was, when in his prime, a really good player. You know what I mean? He had a three and he could, bring it and dunk it on your face. But yeah, man, Christy in the building. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to her kid. She back in school today. But it's dope, man. You know what I mean? Like, as much as I could, like, it could sound complaint, it could rant, whatever it is, man. I do always see the better part of this life. I strive to try to live, and I always had a thing like the less people around is sometimes the better, right? So that's why I always position myself in places where I know a lot of folk ain't gonna go. You know what I'm saying? And I wish more folk, brought that, back to nature, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we do. Yo, what up, BZ in the crib? What up, Bees? What's up, Bombay? Knicks lead 2-0, Frankie Bad, baby. And I just threw up a video with the Knicks John with Pat Poofs and Nems and Yo, what up, y'all? You know what I mean? We doing it. We doing it on the low ski. You know what I mean? The Knicks is one of them teams like all this chaos going on. They just playing ball. They just doing what has to be done. No distractions. No, Brunson sleeping with this play. You know what I mean? Knicks. They just and I like how collectively they know how to play ball with each other. You know what I mean? That's another thing. And shout out to my boy, what's his name? McBride. Yo, my son number two, I think he come off the bench with the Froski sometimes. Shout out to that boy, man. They are scary. Let's go, Frank. You know what I mean? Shout out to you, Frank. But Frank, everybody, he's definitely my sports analyst. You know what I mean? I could say Black too. I don't know how, but yeah, man. I definitely, you know what I mean, listen and watch. You know what I'm saying? But what up, folk? Good looking for the thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? I got the, the ball jersey. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, I still feel a little bit weird with that tripping bam shit, you know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. But let's talk music, man. Musically, like I say, I'm really interested into see what Drake has to give us, you know what I mean, for that Iceman album. A lot of folk think it's like a documentary or something, but whatever it is, man, music is music. And it's wild because, since Drake has taken a seat back, hip hop in general. And I'm not saying he's the anchor, you know what I'm saying? I just enjoy the boy music, you know what I mean? But yeah, man. Takashi 69, he was on Vlad TV making a foolery at fucking Boosie, man. And Boosie, man, this is we need to talk about it. We need to talk about pocket watching. We need to discuss why so many folk need to or have an obsession of even their friends, like pocket watching your friend. That's your man's. Why you care how much money he, as long as you guys are chilling and sometimes he pays the bill, sometimes you contribute, whatever it is, man. You know what I mean? I was always privileged to be around folk that had bread. I was always privileged to have friends that had it going. You know what I mean? So, money was never the issue. Really, with us, it was like, how much fun can we have this night? You know what I mean? So I always salute my boys. I always salute my friends that, at the end of the night, maybe covered my breakfast meal, because I always ate breakfast after clubs. You know what I mean? But, you know, you network and you make great friends, and that's what friends are for. You know what I'm saying? Not to use them in that nature, but just to know that whenever you don't got it, they got it. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of nights where I had it and vice versa. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Why folk always watching folk pockets, man? Did you hear about Mike Rabel, that chick reporter? She is pregnant. No. Hey, yo. That's wild. And yo, you know what's funny, Frank? I remember I saw a compilation of LaMelo Ball, his interview, his yeah, like interviews and shit after the game, post game or before. And a lot of the fucking reporters are these young, women, you know what I'm saying? And let's just say that, you know what I'm saying? Because you know what I mean, my wife is the prettiest and the most beautifulest, but they want you to play every time. And yo, going clothes shopping, the girls, yup. And yo, I saw another video about the NBA and how much DraftKings and all these other things. So if you don't know, in 1951 there was a huge scandal in the NBA where they literally were um messing with the games, but they didn't bet to see who won or lost. They bet on the margin of, I forgot what they call it, like the a margin of the win, right? So the team needed to win by 10, right? So that was the payoff, right? But there was a huge scandal, and there was this one black dude who said they offered him 50,000, and he was like, "No, I'm not going to take money so you guys could, run this rigged game." But now that I see how much influence DraftKings and all these other sites have on um on the game, it bugs me out. Cause sometimes I watch games and I'm like, whoa, how come he didn't take that shot? Why he ain't do that layup? Why he missed the layup this time? Why did he pass it to the other team like so directly, right? Like certain things, like the player's on fire and then does something stupid to blow the whole game. I don't, you know what I mean? It is what it is, man. Anyone see the news on the Hansa virus? No, Cheeseburger. What's going on, Cheeseburger? Talk to me, man. Talk to me, man. How you doing, Cheeseburger? Hi. Salam alaikum. Alaikum salam. Wallah. Thank you for rocking with my channel. Hold on, but I gotta go see what Black said. Oh, happy Thursday. What's going on, Durar? Charlotte Hornets all day, baby. You know what I'm saying? But hold on. They want you to pay. Okay, King of. Okay, did you hear about? Okay, I'm catching up. Been a Lakers fan since. Let's talk about it, Black. I'm from for Chicago, old block. Let's talk about it, Shauna. They are scary. Okay, I wanted to read Blacks. Okay, people are goofy like that. Pocket watching became a thing because people feel like if they can't use you, you have no purpose. Can't. Yeah, and Cheeseburger, that was a cruise ship, right? With the little mouse that carried this little virus and killed 4 people or something, and they had to literally quarantine the whole boat. I don't know. Talk to me, Cheeseburger. I know it's a new virus, right? And once again, man, folk don't understand why we need more cats in the streets, man. Stop running over these damn cats, man. They take care of the rat problem. New York City needs more cats in the alley. Remember back, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, what's going on, Juan? But yeah, man, a lot of like for some reason, rat and bat dung, the rat bat pack, they dung, which is the doodoo, is very filled with bacteria. They eat. I don't know. I don't know if it's what they eat or they just carry diseases, man. The cruise ship. Thank you, Cheeseburger. Yes, good looking. Yeah, what's going on, Warren? I'm good, homie. How are you? I'm doing good, Cheeseburger. Thank you for rocking with me. Always, always a pleasure, man. You already know, man. But good looking on the thumbs up. Thank you, everybody. And let's hit that 10 ball today, man. And we're having a great discussion as usual, but it is bugged out. You see, like, you notice there's always these periods where there's no like real funky news happening, and then there's always periods where there's a big news story which we should always be on, direct, uh you know um our full, whatever, you know what I'm saying, we should just be watching it, right? And then at the same time, you always got these like other things happening that also carry that weight, right? So now you got to choose which story, and it's wild. We go to war. This is all I'm gonna say. We go to war, and then you see the scientists missing that were all involved in clean energy, trying to figure out energy for free 99 with electricity. Which obviously, if that happens, the oil industry is finito, and if that's finito, a lot of folk ain't making their bread ito, and if we ain't going to war ito, we ain't making money ito, just for the 1% ito. You understand me, itos? Yes, $8, $8. We outside, man. We inside. We everywhere, man. You already know how we get down. Yup. Nene, another shutdown, man. And I don't think we could afford it, man. Even if they pay us, I don't even think we want to do this time, man. A lot of businesses are gonna close. A lot of things are just gonna close, man. They really want to get rid of mom and pop stores. They really want to make a conglomerate where every location you go to has the fast five: Starbucks, Walmart, um, whatever Food Town, Publix, um, uh um what else, McDonald's, and In-N-Out, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And like every place I go to is looking like that. Like, I left New York, which is more mom and pop, so you could go to the corner store owned by like a IDB or some Puerto Rican dude or Asian. It's owned by somebody in the neighborhood, right? And that's what happened. You would actually put your money in the neighborhood. But because of Amazon and a lot of these plate things, you start ordering, and now you're not putting your money in the community no more. You know what I mean? So I already said this, I already discussed this, but what's going on, Juan? That was a hood ship. Yup. Remember that Ghost Ship movie? Shout out to Ghost Ship, man. I heard there are many. Yup, yup, yeah. NBA Youngboy or any Chopper. I'll go Youngboy, man. Even though, you know what I mean, I have to dumb myself down just to hear whatever. I go NBA though. You should be on the No Jumper podcast. Good looking cheeseburger. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, could cats get of a New York rat problem? I heard New York rats were built like little pigs. Yeah, like, yo, you know how many times folk are like, yo, you saw that cat? It looks like, I mean, the rat looks like a cat, right? So yeah, you ain't lying, man. No jump and trash. Talk about it. I let everybody discuss. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. I don't like, I'm not one to, because I brought up in the beginning of this video why we have so many men interested in gossiping. Like we never were these chatty patties. Like I saw an interview with, I forgot who, but I think it was Vlad and somebody, and they're just going back and forth, like spitting real fact and real stuff that, should be you know what I mean? Not talked about, I guess, but it is what it is, anything for views now, right? You know what I mean? But back to the pocket watching, man. So Boosie pocket watched Takashi 69. He got whatever, 40, 50. And he like, yo, you paying me 25, 20. He getting 25 bands for an episode. Let's say you do 5, 6 of them a year. That's pretty nice. Like that's pretty dope, actually. That'd be like that'd just be the money that you could just give to the taxes, right? Or whatever, right? That's a nice little amount of money, you know what I mean? And if you have like 3 of those lined up, you bouncing around doing he still does shows. So, you have something good. A lot of folk, when they have something good, they don't know how good they have it until it's gone. You know what I mean? And we gotta stop pocket watching. We gotta stop thinking that we're worth more. You know what I mean? Because in this economy, nobody is getting their full price no more, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, hey, what's going on, fanboy? I definitely don't support No Jumper because I don't like the integration of the gang members. He literally brought more drama to the streets of LA by bringing gang members. And then it's not like he just chose one set or one group. He went with everybody from everywhere. And then, everybody want to talk slick, want to throw up their sign, want to rep their hood. So you want, you know what I mean? Like beefs that probably was sleeping, he woke them up. You know what I mean? Don't wake up the sleeping giant. It will kill you. I like helping out the community. Talk to it, cheeseburger. Beat me to it. Yeah, let's go, Nene. Let me see. No jumper is finished. Let's talk about it, man. What's going on? What's going on now? Target. Let's go. Yep, Eugene. Target is one of them too. Beat me. Okay, I like helping out. Yep, I don't support no jumper. That's a fact. What's going on, fan bow, by the way, man? What's going on, man? Yo, that video had me dying with the whatever, man. What up, fan bow? Just want to say what up to you, man. Any listen, I want attention for one sec. Who's better, NBA YoungBoy? I'm gonna say NBA YoungBoy once again. Like I said, I remember Pocket Watch was literally a watch in your pocket. Yo, Frank, it really was like that. That's where the saying, yo, and then folk, yo, really just want to be all up in your damn your paycheck, man. And sometimes, you know what I mean, you might have, to do something with the money or maneuver a certain way, and folk be like, oh shit, but you got, 300 in your pocket. Let's spend that shit right now. It's like, yo, man. I don't get it like that, man. My money come gradually or slow. And I always said I like slow money better than fast money. All the fast money I got gets blown. You know what I mean? And peep game, hypothetically, I got like 40, 40 bands, right? In 3 years, it was gone, right? And folk like, damn, 3 years, you didn't like. I try to invest, I try to do weird shit with it. You know what I mean? I bought sneakers, I went skydiving, I traveled a lot. I live, baby. But when you think about it, I know folk that make 100K a year and don't have, so 40K in 3 years. Mind you, I was paying for an apartment, you know what I'm saying? I paid for like almost 2 years up front. So it was good times, man. It was good times, man. Remember those days when you could do that, pay like 1400 each month and just like, hey, I mean, granted, I had, bread, but whatever, you know what I mean? Nobody respects Cook. Yeah, and yo, it's bugged out, man, because you know, it's like folks who agree with it don't. Yeah, we had the 10 ball. What up, yeah? Yo, folks who agreed with um, that that jumper no is weird because it's like, yo, my man, if I call you, if baby girl, if I call you my wife, if I that's an agreement between God and now the Americano way contractually, right? You know what I mean? And sickness to death, right? Why you gonna have another man ramage it like and you look like he looked like the type to be thinking about it. That's why he do slick shit and say slick shit, right? Because I know that shit is on his mind, man. You should never let anybody lay with the one you call your one, man. Like finesse allegedly. No, not allegedly. He said this. Finesse 2 times was like, yeah, I used to have fuckers pay me to smash my baby moms, man. I'm like, why is that cool? And where's the money for all that? That money? Show me that money. That money's gone. She still gotta live with that, man. You still gotta live with your decisions. I think a lot of people don't get that part. You gotta live with what you gotta lay in that bed. What was that saying? You gotta lay in the bed you make, right? Like that's a fact, man. That I always love that one. You definitely gonna lay in the bed that you made, man. Go on. Jocelyn Hernandez looked like Shiva from Mortal Kombat. Yo, Jocelyn looking like Mortal Kombat from Mortal Kombat, black. I like to sweat for my paper. Yo, Frank, ain't nothing like that, man. The reward system in it. And granted, maybe I'm from that era where, if I work hard, I love you too, babe. 11111. If I work hard, I'm definitely gonna you know, love, when that paycheck comes because you worked hard and you felt that, right? So there is a semblance, there is a relationship between working and then getting paid. There is that dopamine hit you get. You know what I mean? But a lot of us faded out of that. COVID changed the whole script. A lot of folk think, remote work and all this lazy shit going on lately is like folk really think that they should be getting paid for doing nothing. And I don't like that about people. We need to change our attitude on the way we respect money. Start respecting money. Stop every time you get a check blowing it all the time. Not us, not my audience. I already know we on top of stuff. You kind of remind me of Shark from No Jumper. Good looking cheeseburger. I always say, yo, I like you always got to take things as is, right? You know what I mean? Like, respectfully, not everything is supposed to be I jump on somebody. You gotta just, I like when people be like, yo, you look like Swiss Beats, man. Look at the nose, man. You know what I mean? So, my mom always told me, man, if you could laugh at yourself, you could laugh with, right? If you could laugh at yourself during hard times, or if you slip and fell, you're really comfortable in your body, Papi. And she always used to and kiss me on my forehead, man. Ain't nothing like a forehead kiss, I'll tell you that. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. I've been mentioning my mama more because I do know she's getting older, and I don't wanna. I don't. I'm not. Sometimes you're not prepared for that one. I don't think anybody is. You know. So I'm just gonna be grateful that she's still alive, and that the fact that I could still call and hear her voice is like a wonderful thing. But a lot of people are just we're playing a weird game that they created, and we're losing touch with each other and with family. And then when they go, that's why you think I always tell folk, I'm gonna give you your flowers now while you're breathing. Nene D, good shit on your grinding and doing what you gotta do. Frank, same. You know what I'm saying? Black, same. Most of my audience, I'm so proud and happy that you guys built things. You got a family. You have sustainability. You have mind to self to know how to do decision making in this earth. You have a good time. You know what I mean? We have a good time. Let's say family, right? Talk, but you know what I mean? Others wish for others' downfall. Others wish for the negative aspect of life instead of the positive. And guess what? You will manifest it. I'm watching a show, random. It's called Dark Matter. Now, this is uh that Schroeder's. Now, when you open the box, is the cat there or isn't it? And it's according to your thinking. It's according to your manifestation. It's according to your what's that thing, you know what I mean? Like, I forgot the field that it's in. It's a beautiful field though. I love this field. I forgot the name, but long story short, it's wild when you think about that. Like, we really do have the power. So long story short, every time he opens up a door, whatever is on his mind, that's what he's gonna bump into. So I really think that collectively we are tethered together, and our minds, conscious minds, do reflect our reality. You know what I mean? Happy Mother's Day to all moms, man. Yo, happy Mama's Day, man. That's mañana, but yeah, shout out to Mama's Day, man. Thank you, Nene D. I appreciate you, Black. You already, man. You know what I'm saying? Folks don't like to give flowers, man. Folks are fake as fuck now. You know what I mean? And I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm me. I'm truly me 24/7. I'm a funny, humble, you can see my little quirky weirdness sometimes, but I'm a cool kid, man. I'm a cool man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be bigger than, nothing. Nobody's bigger than the program, you know? But, when you know your role, you know where you land, man. You know who you are, and you know where you be, you know what I'm saying, or where you gonna go. And life is like you could reach for the stars literally, man. But if a lot of us collectively are thinking negative thoughts, if you wake up already vibing down, trust me, everything you're gonna see outside is gonna be a reflection of that thought process. And I think that's what it is, man. And that money buys happiness. I think money in the bank, that comfortability makes you have a mind where you can reflect differently. That's why a lot of people who got money usually live a better spectrum, because they know that part is good. I got bread, man, so everything else is, let's flow through this. But yeah, man, let me see. Quote of the day: God didn't clean you up so you could pretend you were never messy. Your testimony could be someone else's hope. That's a fact. That dude looking crazy now. Bone Thugs on it. That's a fact. Buzz, where's your gear? I took it off, Don Ray. Finesse stole Shug from Jay Prince. That's a fact. Oh, Nene, you know your stuff, man. Sorry, guys. I like the saying, play stupid games and win stupid prizes. Thank you, Black. Yeah, word, cheeseburger. That shit never been cool. That's a factory. You kind of remind me. Okay, I'm catching up, man. Thank you, Black. Zay, read Frank's quote. Yup, I just did. Yo, Black, every time. And I love sometimes you be like, I just said. But I always, yo, I really do respect my audience, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, word. I go into my little, my passion, and then I go back and I'm like, oh shit, let me, yeah, 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 word. You know what I mean? And it's like that, man. A lot of folk think that like I say your shit don't stink, man. It's like, yo, my man, we all in the same boat, man. Nobody better, nobody, you might have more money on earth, but a lot of times money make you a dumbass out here. You know what I'm saying? You become a stupid human being when you have too much of that green paper in your pocket or, in your account. And random, one of the dopest things I ever will tell people, man. One of my people I look up to, 85 Ocho Cinco, man. His story is beautiful. If you don't know, I'm gonna tell you real quick. Brief synopsis. He gets signed by the Bengals. Um one of his um long story short, they agreed to some of his requests, right? So one of his requests was, yo, in the beginning years, can I just live in the stadium? Can I just stay here? It makes no sense for me to buy an apartment, buy a house, waste all this money. He's not that type of person. So long story short, for 2 years of his career, he spent living in the Cincinnati Bengals stadium, which in his words had a lounge, it had food, it had TVs, and it had what a weight room, what he needed. He wakes up, he's already there. He breathes and lives off of McDonald's. So when all his friends were eating steak a la mala, papapi, shrimp a la gadouk, duck of the fakalugulu, all these, they love these names, right? Um, he just ate McDonald's, man, and he still outscored, outplayed, MVP, voted into the All-Star game 6, 7 times. He was a dominant player as a wide receiver. So shout out to Ocho Cinco. I wish your story went out there more on how to utilize your money. And one of my favorite things that he did was buy fake jewelry. Not saying you should do that, you know what I'm saying? But for him, he said, I'm the money. I'm me. Not what I'm wearing, not what I drive. He till this day he drives a 2007 smart car. One of those little joints. So it's a beautiful story when you just see how you need to move in this world. How impressing. Remember, years are gonna go by. Do you remember what you wore 5 years ago? Do you remember that fly outfit you spent 1,000 on 6 years ago, 3 years ago? No, because time goes. And if you know, you know. You know that even the consumption of food, they make it like an importance. That's why I say eat breakfast, snacks, and dinner, and then that's it, man. You close the kitchen like it used to be. You have to build routine, you have to build discipline. And that man showed me exactly that. That's why I always salute folk that are in the army, in the Marines. Shout out to Frank. Thank you for your service, Frank. Everybody, thank you, Frank, for your service, man. But folk don't understand that, man. Folk don't understand. Nobody wants to sacrifice time no more. Like time is gonna give you this brilliant, this amazingness. You could waste time. A lot of Gen Zs wasted time. They party like euphoria. They joked around. They quit jobs that they thought like, oh, I could just quit, man. I'ma just move on, man. Nah, man. You know, when God gives opportunities, sometimes it's one in a lifetime. I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes it's that one opportunity in a lifetime, and then when you get older, you're like, "Oh shit, I was plugged in, fam." Be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you manifest. It could come true. If you're always negative, if you're always disillusioned, if you're always pity party to me was always people that always cry me a river. I say, cry me a river. I say that like that. Like and to my pops used to be like, play me the small violin. Me, wine, 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 wine. Everybody's dealing with the same shit. Most of us, some of us harder, some of us less. And if yours is less, stop making it sound harder. That you don't have to impress nobody. To the kids that live in the suburbs, you don't have to go to the hood to think that that shit is cool, man. You doing cool shit. Being smart is cool. Graduating is cool. Stacking your bread for your first car is cool. Some of those parents that paid all that money for the prom should have just bought their kids a car. You should have bought your kid a car for graduation instead of making him look super fly Jimmy Snooker shaft for prom. What's up, Beyonce Gonzalez? Thank you for that comment. But Big Bank Hank, shitty personality. It's all about your character and how you carry yourself. Thank you, Black. That's a fact, man. Man, I was just telling my cousin that degree people like shoving other people's face only means they're book smart, but most book smart people make dumb life decisions. And Big Bank Hank could have money, yes, yes, but Big Bank Hank can't have a shitty personality. It's all about that's a fact. That is a factory, man. Thank you, Nene. Thank you, brother. They have everything in these stadium lockers areas, so why not? That's a fact, Nene D. Check out Kurt Warner's story. Thank you, Frank. I definitely will. You know what I mean? And that's a beautiful thing, Black. That's a beautiful thing. Well said, Black. You know what I mean? You always got folk always want to throw they knowledge, what they did. It's like, yo, my man, just because you had the opportunity to have money to go through some of these schools, just because you had the opportunity that, your parents was able to, when you graduated to still let you leech, you know what I'm saying? Some of us had to get that money immediately. Some of us got kicked out the crib, so we had to get a lot of folk don't understand. Early 2000s or 80s, 70s babies, your parent kicked you out the crib. Kicked you out the crib so you could go build your own. And it was still kind of like that back in the days, but I do admit that there was more opportunity for jobs, meaning I could go into a store and say, hey, do you guys need help? And if he said yes and liked my personality and the way I dressed, remember, your formal first appearance means a lot. So please, if you have a job interview, do not go there with sweats and Yeezys. If you have an important venue to attend, please dress appropriately. That's why sometimes I wish, like, I always liked the 30s and 40s when all I used to see all the guys wear suits. And yes, the suits were degrees of fabric, and if you owned more suits, you had more bread, right? But I love the fact that back in the days we used to wear suits and suspenders and look very gentlemanlike. And now you can't even do that because suits are so outpriced that it's like they really make it for a certain group of folk. And yeah, you can find some cheap suits, you know what I mean? But you got to tailor them and do a lot. There's a lot, whatever. You know what I mean? Sweats and Yeezys, right, Black? Motherfuckers going to the most important thing in their life, which is finding a job, and they go in there wearing Jordan 3s and mother sucking leather pants and a chrome heart shirt that's fake, but it is like, yeah, man. And no, no, no. I'm Puerto Rican. I'm Puerto Rican, 100%. I got a little sazon from, Italiano, Black, African, American Indian. When you look at your DNA tree and shit like that, but most of my blood is Puerto Riqueño. So yes, I'm Spanish, but I would say American because we are a Commonwealth. If you guys want to be, you know what I mean, correct. But yeah, man, you know what I mean? Nationality, I'm proud of mine. I also saw that there's a huge epidemic of fentanyl in Puerto Rico right now. It almost made me cry. You know what I mean? Because these are my people, and you don't ever want drugs to intervene with a person's dream. They don't understand up top how hard it is down here that some of us got to get away. You work 60, 70-hour weeks. Sometimes you just want the pain to go away. But it's sad, man. My people are going through our world, humans are going through so much pain, and we don't have no solutions. But then they could have their fancy dinners. They could construct 20 more mansions and leave 100 empty. How much money you have to have that you could leave empty mansions to get overgrown with trees and shit, leaves, and you know what I mean? What up, Black? Good looking. I interviewed a young kid last week. He came in the flip flops, not judging, but first impression makes a difference, Frank. And yes, not all of us got the shoes, but in my day, your mother made sure you had running sneakers or basketball or like to play with, sneakers like to, shoes chanclas, and the last pair was boots. So you had 5 definitive pairs, or maybe 4, you know what I mean? But you definitely had boots, you had shoes, and you had sneakers. So let's bring it down to 3, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, our parents used to make sure we dressed appropriate to go to church. Our parents made sure that we dressed appropriately when we went to our picture day, when we went to prom, when we went to, and it wasn't this huge thing because they knew it was just for a moment, a day. But they did tell you that prom was an important day because you could probably lose your virginity. But other than that, man, prom is just, it's probably one of the last times you're gonna see those people, and maybe graduation. So yeah, I understand the importance of it, but let's not waste all our money on it either. You know what I mean? And then forget to pay your bills. You know what I'm saying? When you go to a job and if you take your gold grill out your mouth, I try to cover up tattoos that you have. If you don't have a suit, just yep, Dockers, button up shirt, and some dress shoes. And yo, fan bow, you know how many thrift shops are out there that for literally under $20 you can get the whole outfit. Under $20 you can get the shoes, the little couple little slacks, 6.99 here. You know what I'm saying? Fine, somebody else wore it. Fine, it got a little stain on the butt. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You're just wearing this for one day just to make sure you get locked in. That's it. And then when you start getting the money going, start buy yourself some more slacks, buy yourself some more polo shirts, the 2 buttons with the, you know what I mean? Look appropriate, look good in your job. I promise you feel good. When I was a paralegal and I had to wear suits, I felt I was like the man. I felt like I was a lawyer. I'm bringing motions so they could, stamp here, So I had to bring certain documents. So one court stamps it, and then I bring the other to the prosecutors because I was part of the defense, right? BDS, Brooklyn Defender Services. But long story short, man, I dressed to impress, man, and I look fly doing it, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. But those are the best times of my life. I always said that I wish that we went back to everybody wearing suits again, man, because it's a formal thing. It really does make you look bigger and older and more appropriate to a lot of settings. They have to tell people at certain restaurants how to dress now. You should already know if I'm going to a restaurant that's high end, I have to dress appropriately. Yo, folk them lost their damn minds out here, man. Look at the kids with full face tattoos saying they can't get a job, begging on live. And they did. It's so funny, right? Because tattoos been around forever. You could get tattoos wherever you wanted. But we were smart enough to know you never touch your face. Why, Zay? Because that's forever. We knew tattoos last forever. Do you see Blueface? He has all these corporations on his face and none of them giving him sponsorships. You gotta look at your kids like that, family. You gotta look, yo, God forbid you in the coffin, you gonna look crazy as hell with them shits in your face, man. Better not go out there playing in your school clothes. That's a fact. That's a fact, Black. All it takes is goodwill, a iron, and some starch, and you Gucci Bonaducci. Play clothes and school clothes. That's a fact, man. Yo, we really had clothes for the occasion, man. And another thing we did with clothes, yo, you guys, for the younger kids, you guys, your brains might blow up. Check this out, y'all. Yo, we used to play in them, like get dirt and ice cream stains and yeah, and not care. No, just throw it in the laundry basket and hopefully that stain will come out. If not, you wearing a stain on your shirt. It is what it is. That's why maybe we were careful how we, maneuvered because we knew these were our clothes, man. But yeah, man, we got to wear clothes and got dirty in them. Mind blown. Isn't it? Like we literally got to play in our clothes, man. I see mother suckers walking like they wearing high heels because they don't want to crease their Jordans. LOL. Motherfuckers is walking like they got high heels, trying not to crease their Jordans, man. My man got the fake Prada ethos on, trying to lie to me. And he walking like a duck, walking like penguin. Get out of here. Get your get your birthday suit out of here. But once again, shout out to everybody, you know what I mean? Once look, I really try to, have a little setup, you know what I mean? I got the phone over here. I was trying to really You know what I mean? Work on my craft and do my due diligence with this. You know what I mean? And since I started in like October, December, I've been really taking this serious. So, I just want you guys to know that this is like, to me it's a job. You know what I mean? To me, it's I gotta make sure, at this time I'm ready, focused, and let's like, let's go out there, suit up and boot up, right? But let me see, y'all. Never understood the point of face tats at all. So true, black. All it takes is good. Yo, I said this when I saw that it became like a fad and everybody was doing it, little Uzi, all these stupid things. I'm like, and then I saw Soldier Boy doing the laser to remove them. So I knew something because it messes with your business. You know, it's all good if you're a rapper to have all that, porqueria on your face. But in reality, nah, man, not that many jobs are trying to hire you, man. And by the way, it was super hot today, so I had a, what I'm saying? The AC, you know what I'm saying? Just chilling like a villain. But look at that beautiful day. You see, it's not swinging that hard. You know what I mean? It's swinging because a bird just flew off. But yeah, man, it's this beautiful weather, man. Still got the trees looking good. My plants. My mom brought me up that I had to iron my clothes every day. Yes, Frank, remember that? You had to iron your clothes, man. When I used to be in the streets, I used to hustle in a suit, and the police never mess with me. Yo, fan bow, that sounds amazing, dog. I swear, me, all of my homies used to get harassed by the police. Yup, yup. Never understood. Okay, okay, okay. Yep. So true, black. All it takes is okay. I'm catching up. I'm catching up, everybody. But yo, fan bow, you ain't lying, man. Like, yo, and another thing folk don't understand, when you driving, yeah, take the hat off, take the shades off, put the chain in, you know what I'm saying? Don't they, it's sad, but yeah, some when you're dealing with that type of life, man, or whatever it is, yeah, they will pick on you, man, because of how you look, because of the music blaring out your speakers, because of how you dress. Yes. Yep. We still got that R word out here, you know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about grape either. My mom brought me up that oh wait, I wanted to read what then they said Walgreens ain't giving Blueface no sponsorship. Never, yo, and it's dope because yo, my co-host know, yeah, he got a Walgreens joint, y'all. He got a Chase Bank thing on his face. Like, and I bet money. I know he gonna be like, nah, yo, I'm a hood and all this shit. I bet money them niggas was bullying him in jail. I bet money that was all Fugazi shit that they did to him. Yeah, 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 son, get this, get this. Yeah, that nigga corny as hell, man. Can't believe he getting a Chase sign. Be careful what you put on your face. In fact, don't even put nothing on your face unless it's you growing your beard or maybe you got a scar, man. Um, Blueface so cooked. He need to learn how to rap on beat, cause yo, and it was to the Gen Zers that allowed this dude to come on and rapping off beat and still made him a household name with Tatiana. Yo, I remember he did an interview with Marco, and he was like, "Yo, Marco, if you don't name 3 songs, I'ma leave." He was like, "All right, Tatiana and crippin', whatever niggas be crippin' or something," and then he was like, "Yeah, you can't even name 3 songs, man. Some people can't even name one, man." Beat right off his beat ass. Yup. And there's still a habit. Yup. We used to put money in the side if we get in trouble. That's a factory tool to deal with the case. Yes. And you get a yup. It will. Yup. Public defenders were horrible when it came to that. Everybody knew that 18B legal aid. You never want one of them freebies when you're dealing with a real case. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because my dad was a private attorney, and when you paid him, you know what I mean, pro bono, whatever, he usually beat cases. But I'll tell you this, he had relationships with the judge, the prosecutors, the other lawyers. A lot of the, just like any other industry, they mingle together, man. The judge, the prosecutor goes over there. They have barbecues and all type of ish, man. So yeah, man, be careful, man. That's why sometimes you're like, I know this lawyer's gonna beat the case because he knows, like, word to mother, he knows the judges, and word, man. You know what I mean? And it'd be like a favor for a favor. You know what I'm saying? I'm done with that, Frank. ODGs and t-shirts. That's a fact. Mind you, like I say, I get, offer up, or what I'm saying. I get my shit cheapy, you know what I mean. But I'm fanboy for Lamelo Ball. But I tell you this, I got my Gap shorts on. Gap is like, you know what I'm saying? Once again, I'm not here to impress nobody, man. You guys don't pay my bills. You guys don't help out. So why the hell am I going to take my time to try to make you think that I got bread? In fact, all that does is put a target on your back. So no, nigga, I'm brokey. You know what I'm saying? But everybody want the attention. Everybody want to seem like a baller. It is what it is. You know what I mean? I had to tell a young man the other day to remove his ball cap when you're in the house. That's another thing. They definitely don't know how to maneuver, man. Take that hat off, man. Respect. There's a time and a place for everything, man. You could put your hat on when we leave service. Just give it an hour. Like, good looking, Black. I appreciate you, Black. Still got them trollitos in the building, man. Still trying to hate. And go figure, I'm over here saying some real ish, right? I'm talking some real ish, and people are still hating. Good looking on the 13 ball, man. Maybe we get the 20 ball. Who knows, man? Shout out to me, man. Happy as hell today, man. It's a Thursday. It's hot as hell though. And once again, like I said, I definitely want to stop, smoking cigarettes and weed, and just slow it down. So being indoors is a good thing. But damn, once I feel that cool AC. Ooh, baby. Ain't nothing like that central air unit, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to New York. We used to have to put the books and the little thing to you know, counter lift the fucking AC that's like outside the window, making all that noise. So yeah, man, we definitely, you know what I mean? Like we definitely go through our times of like into like inventions and shit that actually help, humanity and shit. But this AI shit, we need to stop with it. I saw a video right now that it was like Tupac Shakur with the Warriors jersey on, like he's at the game and shit. And it looked good, don't get it twisted. But I don't want to see that, man. I don't want to see dead people. You know what I mean? Like, so what? We gonna be in a community where we gonna start bigging up all the dead folk, and what? We alive. What? I gotta be dead so you can make videos of me, so I could go viral? That shit is weird, man. We alive now, everybody. Make it your best, man. Pretend like this is your last, like this is the only to be continued you got, man. So do the best you can on this earth. Make good relationships, network with people. Don't burn your bridges. Learn how to communicate outside. Take care of your parents as much as you can and your family. Do right by others so others could do right by you. You know what I mean? With people's minds, what is real or not. Yeah. And yo, remember before, like you could really tell, like, oh shit, this is AI. Yo, let me tell you, that video with Tupac Shakur sitting in mother sucking, you know what I mean? Let me see if I could post it up, man. Check this out, y'all. Zay Dollar never lie, man. If I'm lying, I'm flying. But peep game, man. Look at this. Muted. Oh my God. So my mic muted and then you couldn't hear. Okay, we're gonna do three times a charm. Three times a charm. Y'all, can I get a W in the chat for this my high ass? This is why I don't smoke, man. Thank you, Hashana, for letting me know. You know what I mean? Thank you, Black. I appreciate you guys. For real, for real. Thank you, Nene. Yo, that is spooky, y'all. That really is spooky. You know what I mean? Like how crazy, you know what I'm saying? And I saw that, I'm a Pac fan till I die, right? You know what I mean? And when I saw that, I said, yo, that's a very good AI joint of him. Sitting in the crowd with folk behind him, look real as hell. But damn man, AI. Yo, my thing is with AI, are we gonna get to the point where your ass is sitting home and they got a video of you doing backflips or like you murdered somebody and now I gotta go to jail for something I didn't even do? And now you can't distinguish AI from true shit. So, how many people might, go through jail just because of AI? It's very tricky, man. And I don't know, man. You know what I mean? I like it. I always liked inventions. I always like, when we are ahead of the game with technology, right? I always put money towards the PS2, the PS3, the PS4, the PS5, Xbox 360, Xbox 360, Xbox Series X. I always got bought into the technology. I like to see shit like that. The VR Quest 2 I bought just to see. I want to see what technology has to offer. You know what I mean? And I dig it sometimes, you know what I mean? But sometimes they go overboard where it's like, yo, they showed people that Pokemon game where you used to see Pokemon in your crib and shit, like gotcha, whatever that was. Yo, they said that was really an app to do the square footage and like almost like blueprint your crib. You know what I'm saying? Like they said that there was lasers coming out, it hit furniture, it just knew the inside of your layout. It was just weird. But did you see the Elvis Presley one? He's taking a shot with Jimi Hendrix. That's fire. No fan bow. I'm definitely gonna check that out. I seen, one of the you see Biggie wrestling with Pac, you know what I mean? I seen one where it was like Biggie and no, it was Bob Marley and Tupac walking down Venice Beach or something, you know what I mean? Rest in peace, everybody. Rest in peace to a real legend, man. Tupac Shakur, man. AI needs to be stopped because the lines could be blurred between reality and delusion. That's a fact, Black. And another thing I'm worried about is the fact that these data centers, once again, I keep repeating this, but two women denied um Meta or somebody to build a data center in their backyard, and it's like it destroys water, it destroys the environmental shit, and it's constantly humming. It's on 24/7. We don't need this. You know what I mean? One of the coolest things I did like was I don't know if it's in Alaska, Antarctica, but they have a place where they literally store seeds and various information, hard drives of everything, you know what I mean? Like they try to store as much information and but wouldn't it be a shame, man, if the only things that are left are remnants of OnlyFans and you know what I mean? The future us are gonna be like, that's what y'all were doing? Y'all wasn't creating shit, y'all wasn't figuring out poverty, y'all wasn't y'all was just throwing buckets of money away. We could literally in live time see a billionaire become a zillionaire. All in live time, man. So it's just bugged out, man. Hey, yo, what's going on, Jay Millie? What's poppin', Jay? How you, man? I appreciate everybody in the building. Thanks for the thumbs up. Good looking, everybody. I got 90 minutes on folk. We talking hours. Once again, if you haven't clicked, this is that 1982 vintage. You already know. You know what I mean? I think the 80s was one of the, premier times to be born, you know what I'm saying? Or like, mixed between late 70s and even early 90s, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, there was definitely when folk used to be like, yo, we cut from a different cloth. I used to just be like, yeah, I know that. And now I really really know that we're definitely cut from a different cloth. The way we think, the way we see shit, you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to like make everybody, go back into the, the DeLorean, but damn, man, can we love each other? Can we stop killing each other? How many more dead bodies we need to see, man, for people to wake up, man? They Mac Dre and Young Dolph walking through heaven gates. That's crazy work, man. And it is bugged out, and I was in agreement with Black last time when he was like, yo, no more holograms with yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes there's some things are left to be like just that's it. So you could appreciate them more and you could appreciate life. You know what I mean? Because if folk think, hey, if I'm dead at 20 son, who cares, right? I think I lived. To them, they think they live because they spent some money. It's like, no, man, you ain't even traveled the world, man. You ain't even got to see, the best parts of yourself. You only could see that with age, with growth, with wisdom, you know? And I always love those rappers that like when they hit 30 something, they're always like, yo, the hood got nothing to offer, man. I had to cut ties and all this nonsense. But if you follow a video 10 years ago, they in the hood like, yeah, ain't nothing like the hood, nigga. Yeah, clack, 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 clack. Yeah, motherfucker, we outside, nigga. It's like, yo, man, we telling you there's nothing that comes with that. You know what I mean? But death in jail, man. Yo, thank you, Black. Time to be alive is a fact. They Mac Dre. Yeah, man. You know, and if anybody don't know, that time period was important because of the way it treated kids, man. Yes, you had kidnappings. Yes, you had, before Amber Alert, all this craziness, right? But um I don't remember no negative shit. I just remember playing and having fun and how my family would get together and have softball games with each other and play volleyball and always barbecues and, wings, thighs, legs, macaroni salad, penne, arroz con bichuela. I remember the family unity part. Of course, every family had maybe like a drug use or crack was one of the worst things introduced into the the ghetto. But I'll tell you this: there was a lot of fucking love, man. There was a lot of love going on, man. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers will pick up your wallet and give it back to you, man. That type of love, man. That type of honor code. That type of system we were working on. You know, even though there wasn't cameras all over, we felt like there was, man. So we treated it like we was gonna do right when nobody was looking, right? That's when you know you're a good person when everything is off, man, and you just do it from heart, man. When you just flow through, these streets with love. You know what I'm saying? 93 minutes in, I'm hot, I'm sweating. What up, Texas? They definitely drive different from 80s and 90s. It's like NASCAR now. Yeah, no more driving slow, enjoying the sights and sounds. Yo, Texas, that's a dope point. And let me tell you something else that I saw videos on. A lot of mechanics are quitting the industry. A lot of mechanics aren't liking the way these cars are built. They're telling us from 2020 something to on, these cars are straight garbaggio. After 100,000 miles, they somehow figured out these engineers ways of certain pieces going out on your car systematically, like automatically. As soon as you hit 100K, that car is garbage. They don't want cars to last 30 years anymore. They want them to last 3 to 5. You understand? But long story short, what got me was sensors. So a lot of these vehicles nowadays have sensors that are interconnectively um uh make your car go, right? So long story short, there was a video of this lady. She gets into a fender bender, and it wasn't even that bad, but the back got a little crunched. Yo, the car decided to like blow a fuse, so she can't drive, right? Which is wild because it wasn't that bad of a injury. Long story short, I mean bad car accident, let's say. Long story short, the car that hit her was a car built in like the late 90s or something. It just reversed. They did insurance information and he drove right off. They had to wait an hour and plus to wait for the tow truck to bring this truck. And then, the mechanic way, they hit you with the hold on, man. We got to go through the system and check out of all the systems which one, is the one that's, messed up that we got to work on basically. And it's like there's so many protocols now. These cars are literally making it tougher for mechanics. There's so many plastic pieces guarding, regular entryways that used to just be, one, two, three. And yeah, they doing it on purpose, man. And it sucks because these cars aren't cheap either. So you're telling me back in the days we paid, little bit for these cars and they last forever? Yo, some guy said his car is 284,000 miles. It's a Toyota Camry and he's still riding dirty in the streets, man. Try to do that with a Tesla, man. Your shit'll blow up, man. Yo, some guy told me, yo, not told me, but like once again, allegedly videos of a lot of people commenting and a lot of people saying after 100K with the Tesla, that joint, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? A lot of fixing to do, man. That's why I drive old school cars because I don't go to yeah, all them problems, even being a celebrity meant something in the 80s and 90s. Yeah, nowadays all they gotta do is be silly and this brain rot generation thinks it's dope. That's a fact, man. That's a fact. Um how much attention is put on all the negative shit. Like literally you could become famous being a douche, being an asshole. And then to the people that are actors that put in the work, that all this, like now, everybody goes, the streamer is the most paid dude and shit. And then I see a lot of videos doing this. Yo, there's too many streamers, man. Stop. Everybody stop. Yeah, because you know what I mean? They wanna, their money. But then you got other videos finding out that a lot of your favorite streamers are using bots, man. They buying out bots. They having this thing called clip farming where they put your shit in all these platforms and they keep, you know, messing with the algorithm. And so the lady that all her videos are about gym and astrology, now she got some a video about look maxing. You know what I'm saying? Like they always put shit, even if it's not in your algorithm, they would still slide it in because people figured out how to you know put the algorithm on overdrive where it just starts spewing, whatever. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what the hell goes on sometimes, you know what I mean? I just try to be happy and live my life, man. I'm a proud owner of a 69 Chevelle. Let's go, Frank. Still working. And yo, folk don't understand why I have this thing. So shout out to everybody that's into old school cars. Please big up my videos. Please, because I have this fascination with old school cars. I am not a car guy, but I do like the builds of old school cars. My dad had a whatever 1970 something Cadillac. It was a yellow boat. The doors was as big as a car that has four doors. It was just one door and it had the top that you could put on and off. It was a beautiful yellow tank. I called it. We called it the banana boat, right? Because Cadillacs drove smooth on the ground. But long story short, I like old school cars because of the discipline, because of the routine, and because of the amount of time to upkeep it. You understand? Like cars rust, cars go bad, right? But if you constantly taking care of your car, yes, you could have a car that's in the 60s or 70s or 80s still running on today's road. And that's what I like about them. I like that the fact that they put in that time, they put in that discipline, they do their own oil changes. It's a beautiful thing, man. And they maintain it well where they turn that key and it sounds like this the first day they turned that key. You understand me? So shout out to people that do the low riders, the old school cars, and know what I mean about the maintaining part and the discipline. And it brings a satisfaction too. I ain't gonna lie. Imagine that you didn't have to take it to the mechanic and you fix whatever. You know what I'm saying? And your shit runs better now. So shout out to that, man. I really dig the low rider cruise. You know what I'm saying? I miss my '68 Falcon, man. I'm addicted to muscle cars. Shout out to Fanbow, man. Them old school cars, the best because you can get in small accidents. Yep, no damage at all. Yo, some dude went into one of them car shows and he's like, doing the knock thing on the cars. Yo, everything plastic.
Everything is fiberglass, plastic, this weird material that as soon as a softball bounces and hits your car door, it leaves a mark like it got hit by a Tahoe. It is crazy how plasticky these cars are. How crazy you can't even you do one of them bumps like back in the days. So in New York, you have to park your car outside, right, in the street. So you might have to park your car in, and you might hit hit it, boom, boom, boom. Yo, nowadays you hit it, you look at your joint, your light got, the glass is broke, or like, yo, they make these cars paper mache, yo. Nah, not on the fiberglass though, and it's light, so it's extra speed. I know, Christy. I know. It does bring in that extra speed. It does do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I'm not a car person, but I do know that them cars back in the days were like tanks. Yes, they were heavier. Yes, they probably burned more tires and left more pollution. So you're right, but yeah, man. Damn, these cars, you have a little fender bender and you got to take it to the mechanic for a month. It's like, damn, nigga, a little kid hit it with a bicycle. What's going on here? But yeah, yeah, yeah. The If you don't know, I'm not too educated on it, so thank you, Christy. But fiberglass definitely makes the car, fly through the skies better. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody. We got the 15 ball. I'm 101 minutes in. It's a great Thursday. I hope everybody has a great one. It's a 12 o'clock. You know how I do, about 2 hours on them. And I had a great discussion with everybody. And thank you, man. I hope everybody has a great day today. Stay safe, stay solid, have your antennas up, like I say, and just look at your surroundings, man. Just be careful out there. Hurt people, and a lot of people want to hurt us. You know what I mean? So stay positive, never change, never let this world break you. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Say dollar, say dollar. I always tell wifey it, you know what I mean? I love you, baby girl. Mwah. That's to my wife, you know what I'm saying? And to the ladies, salute to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Mother's Day is tomorrow, so I'm gonna come on. Salute to you, Black. Salute to Frank. Salute to all my soldiers in here. Salute to everybody that fan bow that makes the, you know what I mean, the conversation and discussions go by better. And I appreciate everybody. You know that. You already know how I get down. We outside, we inside, we everywhere. Zay dollar, ran dumb. What up, y'all? We here. I did a little segment with Tupac Shakur. So I'm gonna start doing that more, man. So I could, maybe have like reaction videos or just, you know what I mean, integrate the system better. And I'm trying, I'm learning. Eventually, I'm gonna get a better laptop. Moving on up to the east side. So we're gonna get there sooner than later. And once again, thank you everybody for the pleasure of rocking with me, man. Salute, man. Let's have a great day, right? Yeah, I did this myself, yeah. I ain't not too shabby, babby. But yo, man, have a great day. You already know. $8, $8. Random. Peace, everybody. Right, fam. I had a look. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mother's Day is Sunday. Got you, got you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, I keep saying Friday, man. But because Friday is my okay. But yeah, you're right, you're right, you're right. It's always Sunday. What is it? The first or second Sunday of May, right? I think it's the first, obviously. But yo, Zay Dollar. Once again, man, to the mommies, you guys, thank you for Earth. You know what I mean? Thank you for everything to everybody's mommies and to my mother especially. You know what I mean? Good looking. And yeah, man, only 500 made, man. Okay, okay. Fury, okay, stay safe. Okay, Frank. Yo, my bad, y'all. I like to read everybody's joint and make sure everybody has their say. And yeah, man, check out my shorts. I might delete one. I'm not too sure if I want those, up. But thank you for rocking with me. Zay dollar. Random. Peace, man. Have a great day. Stay safe. You already know, Frank. Stay